Hey everybody, Kat here. Welcome to my channel. Hope you're having a great day. We've all been wondering why after all this time, Harry and Meghan just seem to get away with everything. The royal family doesn't seem to do much. Society, they're still getting million-dollar deals. They're still employed by major companies. They're still being courted by the financial sector. I mean, sure, we don't know. We know from that they really don't produce much. We hear of, this Netflix movie deal. In my opinion, that's just wasting time. They're deflecting. She can hold on. They've got this contract till 2025 to produce so much to get all the money. And I think this is a power play, time delay thing on her part. Everybody's on strike. They're not going to get a script. But she can say, oh, look, we've got this in the planning. Look, we're working. We've got a project, So this is what they do. But my whole point of this thing is, we look at this and go, how do these people get away with all of this? I mean, it's ridiculous, How does this happen? Well, there's a good explanation for it. They are captured entities, as we all are really, by a society. That there's this ruling elite at the top that has decided how they want the world to run. And we don't get a choice. We don't get a choice. That's why you have companies like Microsoft, Bill Gates. You've got the World Economic Forum. You've got the Aspen Institute, the Rockefeller Foundation, the Project for a New American Century, the World Economic Forum, the World Bank. All of these entities seem to be driven by a desire to rule our lives. Ever notice that? None of them are elected. None of these officials are elected. We didn't ask them to do this for us. There's a group of elites at the top that have taken it upon themselves to move towards a way of life for us that they see that is certainly not what we would envision if we had the chance. There's another group involved with all of these things. I mean, I named a few. You've also got the Vatican. You've also got the British royal family. They're a contender. They're at the top of the heap. They're at the top of the chain. Did you know the Commonwealth is comprised of roughly 1/3 of the world's population? 1/3 of the world's landmass. I live in Canada. That's a Commonwealth country. The monarch has control of a lot of things that you would never imagine. The World Economic Forum is comprised of business leaders and governmental leaders and employees that when they sit, they discuss the way they want the world to go. And they drive policy in their respective countries that are represented. I mean, all around the world. And especially you see this in Commonwealth countries. I've noticed that once I've started paying attention, Canada, Australia, Britain, if it's happening there, these are like the Petri dish testing spots for the rest of the world. It's honestly true. Things like in Britain right now, they have a thing called the ULEZ. It is not a driving ban, but you have to pay a surcharge to drive in urban areas because of congestion and emissions. It's a something emission zone. So low emission zone, England low emission zone or something like that. Anyway, and so people are ending up now in Britain, now it's a law in London anyway, and they're sneaking this in through the councils in other cities. Right now, I think they have to pay the equivalent of about $15 to drive in central London, which is just stupid. It's here in Canada. We have a carbon tax, which Trudeau wants to triple. So, like, everything we buy, everything we do, gas and everything has a carbon tax attached to it. And he wants to triple it. Paying money is not going to clean the air. Just moving digital dollars around is not going to clean the air. You want to talk about science? But this whole climate thing, I mean, in my mind anyway, it's just fucking madness. But yeah, so all these countries, they're all finding little ways to do control. And the ULEZ in Britain, well, here now I live in a suburb of Toronto, which is Canada's largest urban center. And I live in the GTA, Greater Toronto Area. Now, the new mayor there, and she's a bit of a commie, she's already talking about how they might increase income for the city because don't you know they're at a something billion-dollar deficit. So and she's talking about these kind of thing, congestion charges and so on and so forth. She was entertaining adding some new tolls to road, but the premier of the province has said there will be no new tolls in the roads. So whatever she does has got to be within the city proper. And I wouldn't be surprised that in not too long, some kind of levy is going to have to be paid for driving in the middle of the city. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, what I have noticed since I've been watching these things, if it happens in Britain, we'll get it soon. Things that are happening here, those kind of policies will migrate. What I've really noticed is within the white Western Commonwealth, that seems to be the kind of ground zero for these real feudalistic one world government kind of policies that some people would say are conspiracy theories, but you and I know that that's what's really going on. So what does the royal family have to do with all of this, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you. Just like the World Economic Forum, just like the Vatican, just like Bill Gates and Klaus Schwab, the royals are at the top of the heap. For 1,000 years, the royals have been running the show. They've been running a third of the world from the beginning of time. Well, where did they come from? Where did this concept of a royal family, above all else, above you, they're not like you and they deserve everything, no question asked, and they have the right to tell you how you're going to live. Where did this come from? Religious people will tell you that our present day royal family and our present day leaders are descendants of the original fallen angels that you read about in the Bible. Demons they are. Ufologists will tell you that long time ago, aliens populated the earth. That it's not a Jesus story, it's an ET story. Somewhere, somehow, these people have been running the show since the beginning of time, and it's in the public psyche that they're better than us. And that's how they've gotten away with it for so long. So you skip to present day and you look at things and well, what the hell is happening? It seems on the surface that we've got a royal family in turmoil. We've got a wishy-washy king that's too old to do anything he should. He's got wacky ideas. He's not in touch with the public. His son William is the better choice, loved by all. They have a young family. And look at William. He's gonna cure homelessness. Look at Kate. She's gonna save every child. They're saints, I tell you. Then we have Harry and Meghan, and oh my God. Those two are horrible. They grift. They steal. They lie. They perpetrate. Everything they do is a falsehood. And they're angry and they're mean and they're just despicable wastes of our air. And the royal family's done nothing. Harry still has his title. The children, they don't exist. The children still have their title. What's going on? Why is this happening? I'll tell you why. Because in the big scheme of things, they serve a purpose. Up at the top, you've got the Vatican, you've got the royal family, you've got the World Economic Forum, you've got the World Bank, the World Health Organization. There's all these organizations that get together and they run the way things should go. Then you've got the lower level people like Bill Gates, people like Klaus Schwab, people like that, people like Oprah Winfrey, people like Jeff Bezos. They got a lot of money. They have a lot of influence. So if they can be captured, they can be used. Look a little deeper into the Hawaii story, and you'll see what I mean. else might be caught? Prince Harry, indeed. And what he's caught by the World Economic Forum. They're making a play because all of these people want to be on top. They want to be in charge. As things consolidate and things get smaller and power's more concentrated, all these groups that were once working together for the common goal of control of humanity, now they're realizing, wow, to really be on the top, we got to get rid of our competitors too. So there's that going on. So you've got a problem with the royal family, who on one hand are heavy-duty rulers, heavy-duty players in this whole thing. They could walk away with the prize. But you got members of the royal family that have been taken over and compromised by their rivals. The World Economic Forum has King Charles by the short and curlies, and they have William by the short and curlies. Both of them are mouthpieces for the World Economic Forum, climate change, I'm going to save the world, and you know, windmills and homelessness. I mean, it's ridiculous, but this is what you've got happening. On the other hand, you have Harry, who is like a misfit, angry liar, drug-addicted lunatic. Yeah. So why has the Aspen Institute hired him? Why is he backed by people with money and influence? It's called the Hegelian Dilectic. This is why Harry will never be completely cut off. It's the way to explain this is if, like the Rockefellers, World War I, if you fund both sides of the war, you don't care what the outcome is because you make money either way, you profit. This is how the royal family is operating. This is how the World Economic Forum is operating. This is how these think tanks operate. If you can control both sides of any conflict, you can secure the outcome to your benefit. This is what they do. This is what government does. This is how these people operate. This is why Harry can go off like a lunatic crank. But he is a little foot soldier for social change. He's a little foot soldier for stealing your rights, your Second Amendment rights, your right to free speech. He's our little free speech foot soldier. William is your little, you're not going to own anything and you're going to love it. Klaus Schwab quote. That's his job. I'm going to take it all away from you. I'm going to take it all away from you. You can't drive that car. It's not good for the planet. You know, Charles, you're going to have windmill power. We're going to take away your gas. We're going to take away your oil. Do you think the elites are going to suffer? No, they're not going to suffer. The plan for themselves is a whole lot different than their plan for you. This is what's going on. I mean, we can talk all day about what Kate wore and what Megan did and all of that crap. That's a distraction. That's what they want you to see. That's what they want you to talk about. They don't want you to realize that you're in a power play for your life. And the royals, they don't really care about you. It's not about you. Well, I hope this was interesting. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, everybody.